Hi guys, my name's Curtis. I'm going to show you through this video tutorial today, run you through just the how-to on how to do things and the things you probably shouldn't do or try to avoid. There may be a couple of bugs, we'll hopefully get them sorted out as we go through, but for now, here's the video tutorial. If you have any questions, you can email me on my contact details below or at curtis0@gmail.com. Be more than happy to help you out. Otherwise, you can grab those same details within the program itself. So here we go. I'll switch the camera over now and we can have a look at what we can do. Okay, so I guess first of all, let's launch the game. Pretty straightforward step, that one. So look, the first thing you're probably going to want to do is add or upload some questions. So I run through exactly how to do that in the Help Quick Notes section here. That'll give you a bit of an idea. The main probably thing here is to read is this section because it's going to tell you what not to do, which is the main issue. So yeah, right. So once you've uploaded some questions, and you can do that through here, and you haven't done any of the bad things like written over. I mean, the main thing you want to do is check the folder that you're writing into. Are you writing, over something? If I was to click submit now, it's starting with 0, and I'm going to write over this 0.txt file, which is the first question. So I can see here I've got 3 questions, so I would want to start this from 3. 0 is being done, 1, 2, and then the next one to be 3. So then when I do my question and my answers in here, answer 1, a score of 10, so that's obviously the scoring system used when you've interviewed at least 100 people and 10 people said answer 1. Answer 2, 5 people said that, etc. Going down. I mean, obviously you're going to start higher. For those who can't count, I've added a calculate button as well. So you can go 15, and we know that this needs to get to 100, as you would have. You're supposed to interview 100 people rather than just make up the scores. Once you've done that, you click submit, and you'll notice that it's just created this file here, and we can see it there in a very weird format, but that's the format it needs for this console to read it. So once you've added all your questions and uploaded those and done those, you'll also see it automatically goes to the next number, so you can just keep creating and submitting, and it'll keep generating text files. In this case with nothing, because it's all blank. You can also bulk upload. There's instructions on how you do that and the criteria and what needs to be, so make sure you read all of that before clicking submit. And you can also add a prefix to any of your things. So if we've already got from 0 to 8 here, but we want to do, let's say we want to do geography questions, we could put that back to 0, add a G, and then click submit. And it's going to start creating them again, but from G0.txt, which will be in here somewhere, probably down the page there, because this is ordered by name. So once you've created your questions, it's game time. Now, I'll preload this with 20 or so Bible questions from the poll you may or may not have seen on Facebook. So you'll have those to start. Obviously, again, if you're uploading new questions, make sure you don't overwrite them, add a prefix, or just start after. If I've uploaded, if there's 22 in the folder, start from 23, for instance. So that's the upload section. So now what you're going to want to do is, now I don't have speakers, so I'll put this up to here. You're probably going to want to play a bit of theme music to get the, get it all started. And you can then open up the monitor here. Now my displays are different. The only other thing I should mention is the resolution of this is set to a standard format rather than one that moves with the screen. So you'd want to set your secondary monitor to be 1366 by 768 as the standard resolution. It's going to make it fit nicely. If you haven't, that's fine. This is draggable, but it's just better. It's just going to sit there and look a lot better. So that's that. You'll notice my screens are around the opposite way. So yours will probably have a 2 on this screen rather than that screen, which means that when you press these monitor keys, okay, apparently I've got 2 of them open. When you press these monitor keys here and here, it's going to be different than what I do. So for me to display on that monitor, I need to use monitor 1 and monitor 2 is on this side. You can then also display the game logo. So I want to display that over here. Beautiful, there it is, which is all well and good. But note, if you display the logo and then you display the monitor usually will come up on top of the logo. So it's always, it can be best to display the logo first. Display the logo second rather than first, because sometimes you'll get that happen and then you'll just have to try find the logo again. So that's the order you should go: game display settings, and then hide it with the logo. Once you've finished pumping everyone up with the theme music over here, you can hide the logo. You're ready to play. You've uploaded your questions, so you're ready to go. All pretty straightforward. So now we've created a bunch of files, and the first one starts with a 0. So in the 0 box here, in the box here, we'll add a 0 and hit enter, or click the view button, and we'll see some of our question will come up here, and then our answers down here. Pretty straightforward. If somebody gets one correct, you may or may not be able to hear that little ding, and over this side here there'll be the scores adding in. If they get it wrong, pretty straightforward, they get buzzed out. So that's basically that. Once the game is over, then we can see here there's 57 points that need to be tallied. So you would click calculate score, and you see it's added 57, and it hasn't included the anteater, the cow, and the frog, because these questions weren't answered. So that's good. One thing, sorry, I forgot, is we obviously need to add the team names. So let's say one team is named Woody and the other is named Vogue, and let's say that Woody won. So we want to click on their name. That's going to give them the score, as you can see, and then we're going to submit that to Woodcroft. So that is now on their score. If though it was done in error, we can come down here and we can enter 57 and we can remove it from them, and we can enter 57 of the Vogue and we can give it to them. So you can play around with the scores if needed, or if people are complaining too much or whatever. That's pretty simple, and that's the game. That's pretty straightforward. Then you would move on to the next question, 1 for the next one, which is just dummy data, 2, and so on, and you would keep going. Now you remember the prefix that we added before, so if you wanted to start going through another range of questions that had prefixes, just press the G and then go through that range there as well. Now that's got a whole bunch of rubbish, because that was what was in that field when I submitted it, but you get the gist. The only other thing to note is that you'll notice here, these are the answers down here. And on this screen, only the ones that have answers will have little stars. So you know which boxes have questions in them, and the host can go, this question here has 5 answers. So he can give a bit of information on that. You may also want to compile a list of the order that you're going to be going through to give to the host, so that he can read the question out before the person goes, before the people answer on the initial buzzing round. That way they can, it's kind of fair, they can rush to it, because some people complain that, they can read faster and whatever. So this question here, before it gets flashed up, the host usually reads it out, and then you hit the view button. Boom. That's basically it. That's going through all the controls there. The only other things is, if you've got to contact me, you can get my details just there, just my email. If you want to read the quick notes, which is a summary of what I've discussed here, you can get it here. And if you need some button explanations, just as a reminder to what has been happening, what's going on the page, what a button does, just click on the help here, and you can, the drop down for the help button explanations. Video tutorial is going to get you what you're listening to now, so nothing much more exciting than that. That's it. Hopefully it all makes sense. If you've got any questions, my contact details are in there, so you can send us through an email. All right, catch you later.